Okay, let's talk a little bit about the choices you want to think about making in the pre-fishing category. You're going to find lots of videos and instructional help in telling you about the selection of rods and reels, for lines, for the full equipment of actually fishing. But we're not going to be of any real help in that area. There's so much expertise involved. But we thought we might spend a little more time in helping out with the idea in this pre-fishing category of other kinds of equipment you need to maximize what we've talked about already in that time of pre and post fishing, so that you get the most out of that of the time you actually spend fishing. So let's talk about the equipment that we concentrate on here in the Brown and Beckham annual May Western North Carolina fishing expedition. You'll see here on my right some of the equipment that we have found to be of great use, and even though we're experts at this level of preparation for pre-fishing, we still find there dilemmas, like all fishermen. And one of the dilemmas we're struggling with now that we might share with you so you don't feel so bad in your pre-fishing preparations is that we're struggling now with some choices that good fishermen have to make. For instance, we are struggling now in the beer category between the imported Pilsner from Czechoslovakia and the always favored Mexican beer, the Modelo Especial. And we have not reached a conclusion yet, after much experimentation, exactly which of these two products make the best pre-fishing experience for us. The same is true of the dilemma we're facing in the Sauvignon Blanc area. We seem to prefer the Marlborough section of New Zealand for a crisp Sauvignon Blanc, but also the Chilean Sauvignon Blanc for approximately the same southern hemispheric growing areas seem to present also a terrific choice for the pre-fishing territory. So you see, it's not as easy as a lot of people seem to think in preparation for fishing. No matter how expert and how long you spend at trying to develop your skills in this area, you're always going to find that there are dilemmas to face, new problems to solve, and we try to treat that as part of the overall experience and see it more as an opportunity than as a challenge. We've talked so far about all the preparations for fly fishing, the importance for getting ready for the experience. Let's talk a little bit about the all-important post-fishing or fishing experience. And that has a lot to do with sort of transcending the current element of fly fishing called catch and release, in which instead of keeping the fish that you catch, you return them back to their natural environment. And this has been an important sort of a medium stage in the evolution of fishing as far as we're concerned. We think we're working on an entirely new level of fly fishing, in which we've moved past the mere catch and release segment into a whole new field simply called release. As a matter of fact, we've been practicing this to such an extent that even as we sit here right now, we're releasing fish.
We've talked a lot about the largely subjective and qualitative aspects of planning for and executing fly fishing. But what we haven't really talked about are the quantitative aspects. With this chart, I'm illustrating the cost per pound of fly fishing as it's reflected in our own experience. You'll note that in the year 2000, we were just above $3,000 in cost per pound for our fly fishing activity. And as we move forward through the years up to 2005, that cost per pound escalated as we engaged in a continuing competition for the best gear. But once we reached 2005, we began to elaborate a new philosophy, a new concept of catch and release, the long distance release, in which we began to estimate the actual poundage of those fish which were on the line but were not actually retrieved. That brought our cost down into 2007 at an amount of about $4,000 cost per pound of fish. We did see a modest escalation of cost through 2008 as we had to replace and depreciate old gear with new gear. but we do anticipate a projected reduction in the cost per pound leading into 2009 as we implement the new philosophy of simple release.